Welcome back everyone. So let's talk about the const keyword in this. So we have talked about the let variable and const. So inside the const, whenever you are defining a variable, you need to initialize it also. You cannot declare a variable and then in the second line you are initializing. Constant means you are initializing it with some value and then later you cannot change the value. Okay, so in ES5 there was no such kind of provision to put some constant value. So in the ES6 we have this const keyword which you can use to make use of some constant values. Okay, then we have this default function. Now come to the functions. So in the default functions you can initialize the function parameter with some default value. So this is giving us benefit, like if you do not want to pass y and z, then y and z will be initialized with the 12. Here x is you are passing, y is initialized with the 5, you are passing y as a 5. Okay, so just talk about this example first. Line 13, f3 you are passing only the first value, x equal to 3, and y and z is already there. So when you pass something like this, then what will be the output? It will assign x to the 2, y to the 3, z to the 4. But if you are not initializing or you are not passing it, then z will be the 10, y will be the 3, and x will be the 2. Okay, so using the default, this is about the default functions. You can initialize the values while declaring while defining the function itself. So it will be easy, like whenever you want to define some constant values inside the function, then you can initialize that while passing the parameter. What it means, like if you are not passing that value, then it will always tagged in as a default value. You can also override this value by just passing it. Now z value will be 8, y will be 3, x will be 2. But if you are not passing, then it will take the default value. So this is about the default parameter. Let's switch back to our slides. Okay, so here just a quick recap of the let. Let declaration syntax same is for the var. Replace var and let keeps its scope in the current code block. So the only the difference is let is keeping the scope only till the block, not till the function level scope. Like here you declare the value here using the let keyword, that is not available here. It doesn't have the function level scope of the variable which are declared with the let keyword. Similarly, we have a const keyword. Const keyword is also having a block level scope, and you cannot declare two variable with the same name. It also applies to the let keyword. You cannot have the two variable with the same name in a same scope. Similarly, const keyword is used to define the constant values, and every constant variables must be initialized while declaring it. Okay, and what it is doing, both the things let and const keywords are now removing the hosting of the data inside the function. Okay, so error thrown when const declaration is made with already defined variable, like const keyword is there and you are again declaring something, then it will throw an error because my message is already declared earlier. You cannot have the two variable with the same scope, right? Either it is being declared with a var, let, anything. You cannot have the two variable in the same scope, and you cannot reassign the constant value again. It will throw an error. It's obvious, right? So constant prevent the modification of the binding and not value itself. So this is some exception you need to take a look. Person dot name Greg. If you try to modify some property of that const object, then it will work. But you cannot assign the person with some another object, something like this. It will work fine. Person dot name you can assign, but person dot you cannot assign this person itself with a new object. Okay, let's move to the functions. Here we talked about the default parameter. ES6 make it easier to provide the default value to a parameter by providing or initializing the value while passing inside the function. So basic example. You do not need to pass the timeout value every time. It will take the default value as 2000. Okay, so this is just a benefit of initializing the parameters. If they are not being passed while calling the function, they will get initialized with their default values. So this kind of concept was not there. Now it is added and it is being used a lot, because you can initialize the value itself. Now you can override the value by passing the timeout, or it will always keep the timeout equal to 2 milliseconds, 2 seconds, sorry.